New York lawyer Roberta Kaplan, most recently making headlines, big headlines, for representing E. Jean Carroll, of course. In both cases she brought and won against Donald Trump. But this is not the first high-profile case that she's won. In 2013, Kaplan represented Edie Windsor, the gay rights icon whose case led the Supreme Court to grant same-sex couples federal recognition. And in 2021, she won big in Charlottesville, Virginia, representing 9 plaintiffs seriously injured by neo-Nazis in 2017, a jury finding that the defendants were liable of conspiring to commit violence and awarding Kaplan's clients a landmark $26 million in damages. Roberta Kaplan joins me now. And Roberta Kaplan, I wanted to talk to you because once I had seen a documentary about Charlottesville called No Accident. Yep. And it showed how you built that case, a very tough case in a very conservative district in terms of the jury pool. Absolutely. In Virginia.
We had a better jury pool here in New York than we did down there.
better for your client. And I was fascinating that you have been involved in landmark cases in 3 different areas. So let me ask about Charlottesville. The documentary recounts how you carefully built the evidence because the defendants were, in some cases, representing themselves and presenting themselves as, who, me, a neo-Nazi? That was the basic...
We had cell phones up in toilets, cell phones thrown out the windows, like they didn't really follow court orders.
In terms of preserving the evidence.
Exactly.
So you found an audio tape of Richard Spencer, one of the key defendants, at the rally at the Jefferson statue the night after the police had shut down their march, shouting, the Jews will not replace us.
Yep.
Which totally rebutted his whole contention that he had not been at all violent or...
Correct. I mean, Spencer at that time was trying to reform himself, or at least in the public image, and he was saying, I'm not such a bad guy. I'm not so far right. I don't believe in violence. He would come to court every day with a big green stuffed dinosaur that I think he said was his daughter's, but every day the dinosaur would kind of move more prominently close to him so that the jury would see it, presumably. But that tape, in which he says things that I wouldn't even repeat on the air, they're so horrific, really put all that to the lie.
Well, let me play some of what the documentary shows. I think we've beeped some things out for our viewers.
What did you mean when you said, we are going to have a lot of fun with her?
I mean that I would love to talk about this pig every day on my show because she's a barrel of laughs. But since I'm involved in litigation with her, that's unwise. And so I should probably keep my mouth shut until after the thing is over.
That was a deposition.
Yeah, and that's me he's talking about.
Going after you.
Yeah.
Right. So here you had this unusual verdict, and then the next thing we know, you're involved with E. Jean Carroll. Talk to me about the evolution of that.
So that is, George Conway tells it like it is. Apparently they ran into each other at a party. This was this was July, so the month after Donald Trump defamed her. And people were coming up to her saying, you should do this, you should do that. And George said, you should think about it, and let me give you the name of a lawyer. And he gave her my name. George and I had never met at that point. I was at Paul Weiss while he was at Wachtell. I don't even think we ever had a case with each other. Yeah, but I knew who he was. And I obviously took the call, and I met her the next day, and I said, this is the right case. Let's do it.
And Edie Windsor, because that case, all the way to the Supreme Court, the Defense of Marriage Act, DOMA, overturned.
So in certain ways, I've been saying this lately, E. Jean and Edie, not only do their names both begin with E, but they're very similar in that they both had the perfect factual situation to bring the cases they brought. E. Jean was this beautiful, charismatic, successful woman who really had no pre-existing relationship with Donald Trump and didn't want one. So what happened there was so horribly violent and terrible because it was just coincidental. And Edie, because she'd been in this marriage to Thea Spire, who was a quadriplegic from multiple sclerosis for so many years, is exactly the kind of spouse that anyone would want to have. And so both of those stories are so compelling in their own way that they made really the perfect plaintiffs.
Was going up against the judges in the Supreme Court more, emotionally or I would guess, challenging than going up against Donald Trump? Or how would you evaluate the experiences?
It probably was, just because I'm much more used to being in a trial court. And I knew there were a lot of lawyers in D.C. who thought I shouldn't have argued Windsor, so that put a lot of stress on me. But when you're I'm sure it's the same thing for you. When you're in the argument and you're answering the questions, you just kind of go into hyper mode and you answer the questions.
Do you recognize that you have become, that you, not just your clients, have become really an icon to a lot of, especially women in this country?
I mean, on the one hand, that's very gratifying, and it's obviously a huge honor. On the other hand, it makes me very nervous. So I'm just Robbie Kaplan from Cleveland, Ohio. But I like to practice law.
Well, you like to practice law, and you obviously do it well. Have you thought about your next challenges?
We're thinking about that. My law firm, I think, is very concerned about, which I'm sure you guys are too, about the power of misinformation and disinformation in our society. And it's hard to imagine how our democracy flourishes, much less survives, if we can't agree on what the truth is. So we're looking at cases to bring. It's very hard because there's a law, Section 230, that makes it very difficult. But we're definitely looking at those issues.
Section 230 was really on trial yesterday in the Senate with the tech leaders. So there may be some changes, but of course that would require Republicans and Democrats in two houses coming together and doing something, anything.
That would be a very good thing, I agree, but also maybe not a very high chance of that happening.